Guys, we got another very active moon day going on again today. We have a Scorpio moon making lots of aspects to lots of planets. It could be a day where emotions are really sort of running super high. We also have Neptune stationing direct today. Neptune has been retrograde for quite a while. This is definitely an energetic shift and bringing a really spiritually infused component to the energy that we have going on today, as well as we wrap up this new moon in Scorpio cycle and head towards our new moon in Sagittarius solar eclipse that is coming at us this weekend. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today is Thursday, December 2nd, 2021. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook of the day. Energetics, astrology, moon in Scorpio, closing out this very crazy and intense and expect the unexpected Scorpio cycle that was in an opposition to Uranus. Very electrifying month with a lot of big changes, we can put it that way. And we have our moon back in Scorpio again today, heading into a conjunction with Mars. This is heated emotions. Energy running very high, emotions running very high. And the moon is also going to be, aside from forming a conjunction to Mars, is also going to be forming a trine to Neptune, who is stationing direct today. More of this spiritual, this alignment with this spiritual awakening, spiritual infusion of energy that is just in the energetics today, because of Neptune finally stationing direct. We also have the moon in Scorpio, who is going to be making a square to this Venus-Pluto conjunction that is drawing closer by the day. And no, it's not a square, it's a sextile. I'm sorry. Venus and Pluto are in Capricorn, the moon is in Scorpio, so the moon will form a sextile to Venus and Pluto, reactivating them as well. If you watched or if you missed my video from yesterday, you might want to check that out, because I talked a lot about the dynamic between Venus and Pluto and this saga that is beginning between the two of them that will be carrying us through over the course of the next few months and really creating some profound internal changes within us. But with the moon in Scorpio today, this dynamic is being activated as well, and the moon will also form a square to Jupiter. This is sort of overblown emotions and ego potentially as well, with the moon in conjunction to Mars. And again, this is just more high energy coming through. So we have an active moon day. When the moon is active, the moon rules our emotions and our internal environment and how we're really feeling on the inside. And when the moon is very activated, it has a tendency to just have emotions running high or have us sort of all over the place emotionally. And that is just something that we might expect today. And especially with the moon in Scorpio, these are really deep feelings and really deep emotions. And after everything that has been playing out throughout this course of this eclipse window, this 2-week period in between eclipses, when we had that full moon in Taurus, where Mars, ruler of the Scorpio cycle, was in exact opposition to Uranus for that lunar eclipse that we had, opening this eclipse window. And now that eclipse window will be closing with the solar eclipse that is coming up with our new moon in Sagittarius on Saturday. So much has happened in this period of time, and it makes sense today that we may be processing a lot of emotions, dealing with a lot of emotions with the moon back in Scorpio, really speaking to the things that began initially when the moon came into Scorpio for our new moon in Scorpio this cycle. So I will come back and talk more about these moon aspects in a minute, but let me run down the rest of the things that we have going on today. Like I said, Neptune going direct. This is a major shift. Neptune is the planet that rules our spiritual connection and compassion and how we connect to the spiritual realms of reality in our existence. And with Neptune having been retrograde for so long, this energy was very internalized, and we were really being asked to connect internally to our spiritual guidance, to our intuition, and to begin to cultivate a stronger and better relationship with this internal guidance, internal navigation system based on this very internalized spiritual energy that we were dealing with during this Neptune retrograde process. Neptune, ruler of Pisces, this also has to do with things that are hidden as well, things under the surface of things not being clear, things being shrouded in some type of illusion. And with Neptune retrograde as well, we may have really been sort of confused or not gaining full clarity or not seeing things clearly, in some type of an illusion, in some type of a delusion about something. And now that Neptune is going direct, this is also providing yet another layer of clarity just to enhance all of the aspects that we've had throughout this entire Scorpio cycle that have been really pushing for truth and authenticity and clarity and, you know, being able to see the big picture of what really has been going on under the surface of things. Well, now we have Neptune coming direct today. And again, this is just, like I said, adding another layer, or should I say removing another layer from the things that have been keeping us in any type of state of illusion or uncertainty or confusion or lacking clarity or feeling like we were being manipulated or deceived by something. Neptune going direct now should open our eyes to the truth of what has been hidden or what we have been specifically an illusion about, while simultaneously, instead of this energy being so internalized now with Neptune direct, really being able to tangibly receive the external spiritual guidance and support that we maybe felt like we've been lacking throughout this period of time, when this energy has just been very, very internalized and calling us to really dig deep and look within ourselves to try to find the answers and the solutions and the connection to the divine, to God, to spirit. Now we may be experiencing some more tangible divine assistance, divine intervention, divine guidance that we're seeing like in a more physically expressed way externally with Neptune now going direct. So, and Neptune is also in a trine to Mars. I'll talk more about that in a minute as well. But other than that, today, I'm looking specifically at the degree placement of planets, the Sabian symbols involved in the energetics, because they are giving us some more themes that correspond to the energetics and where we are in the context of what's unfolding right now in between these eclipse windows as we head towards our new moon in Sagittarius. And, you know, we have the sun today at 11 degrees of Sagittarius. There goes my light. The sun at 11 degrees of Sagittarius, and that Sabian symbol or that energy described in a picture form, so that we can really just get a better idea of what this specific degree of the zodiac resonates to in terms of just the frequency that it emanates and how that has a tendency of unfolding in our physical paradigm. Sorry, I'm just like trying to get my light to stay balanced and up. Okay, I think we're good. So 11 degrees of Sagittarius, that Sabian symbol is the lamp of physical enlightenment at the left temple. And that is the position of the sun today. And then we have the earth today at 11 degrees of Gemini, always in a polar opposition to the sun. And that degree is newly opened lands offer the pioneer new opportunities for experience. So in the context of all of this moon energy that we have going on today, all the Scorpio energy, again, more of this digging for truth and figuring things out and getting to the root of the problem, and therefore like the consequences that has in terms of other aspects of our lives. The energetics that are, you know, ongoing as a part of this today, 11 Sagittarius, the lamp of physical enlightenment at the left temple. This is enlightenment, right? Clarity, finding things out. And that makes sense with Neptune also going direct today and the moon coming back into Scorpio for the last time during the Scorpio cycle and coming into the conjunction with Mars, who rules the Scorpio cycle and was in an opposition with Uranus for this last full moon lunar eclipse that we had, getting to the root of the problem, revelations, rectification, things being fixed on deep core fundamental levels, and enlightenment about that. And the position of the earth, newly open lands offer the pioneer new opportunities for experience, enlightenment that leads to new opportunities and a fresh start. That is what is going on the ground today via the position of the earth. We have all of these new opportunities that are coming to us for a fresh start and for us to really be the pioneers of a new version of reality for ourselves in alignment with our truth and our authenticity and the expression of our authentic potential. And the sun and the earth and their positioning today are talking about it, and any emotional turbulence that we may experience throughout the course of the day as a result of things that have just been playing out and are being re-triggered and reactivated today by this Scorpio moon are really leading us to a point of true enlightenment and allowing us to embrace and pursue this new pioneer or this new frontier that is being opened before us, that is filled with opportunities for authentic recreation and alignment with the true nature and potential of what we hold inside of us. So once again, the Sabian symbols are delivering on the context of the energetics today as we close out this Scorpio cycle, and we have Neptune going direct as well, talking about destroying the illusion. Remember, this is also in trine to Mars, which I'll talk about in a minute as well. We also have Mercury today at 13 degrees of Sagittarius. That Sabian symbol is a widow's past is brought to light. This is more of that like painful, bittersweet energy coming up from the past, and us really having an ability to look at it and to process it and to perceive it, and then to let it go and to move on and to open to what the future potentially holds from us with a greater understanding, a greater sense of clarity, and a greater acknowledgement of the wisdom that we've gained through these painful experiences and what we've had to let go of. A widow's past is brought to light. And Mercury at this degree, clarity on the past and past memories and how they've affected us and how they've changed us, and how we've come to a point now where we can't continue to carry them forward with us anymore if we really want to not sabotage our own growth and potential going forward. We can't hang on to the things from the past that are no longer there to support us and to help us live our lives. And that is what Mercury at this degree is trying to tell us today, I do believe. We have Venus today at 22 degrees of Capricorn. A general accepts defeat gracefully. This is walking away from what doesn't serve us and accepting the loss and moving on. Very much correlated to the widow's past is brought to light. You know, it speaks to all of the other energy right now, especially with the South Node having been so activated and us being in this eclipse window, which is about ending an era essentially and beginning something brand new. And we're coming to a point in terms of our love and relationships as well, with it being Venus, where we are just being pushed to accept some type of defeat, but gracefully, and not in a way that causes us an internal sense of destruction or that causes us to, you know, have a negative reaction or a negative response externally, but it's more of just an acceptance. He accepts defeat gracefully, an acceptance, an ability to realize and to let go and to move on from what, you know, doesn't serve us, or, you know, what loss we have had to take in whatever situation is coming up right now. But this is definitely, to me, speaking about being able to accept how things have gone, surrender to the outcome, and to be okay with it in terms of our heart space and relationships and partnerships and financial situations as well, with it being Venus at this degree today. We also, let's see, and we have Mars today at 23 degrees of Scorpio. And that Sabian symbol is a bunny metamorphosed into a fairy. And it's interesting to me too, because for the full moon that we had, the degree where the sun was, I believe, for the full moon was the king of the fairy approaching his domain. And I was seeing this as sort of a return of the magic that was coming back as we go through this vibrational shift to truly align us with the authentic creative potentials that this reality provides once we go through this energetic shift in spiritual conscious awakening. And with Mars being at this degree today, as the moon comes into the conjunction with Mars, wrapping up this Scorpio cycle, again, the sort of like more metaphysical reference of the fairy being made, a bunny metamorphosized into a fairy. This is again talking about evolving from one state into something more free, empowered, and generally just like magical. Recognizing the true magic that exists in the creative potential of this reality and embracing that with truth and liberation and self-empowerment. So with all of the planets, you know, they're discharging some degrees today that I feel like are really just giving us an overall context of the entire course of this Scorpio cycle, really, and where we've come to now. And, you know, the position of the earth, newly open lands offer the pioneer new opportunities for experience. If you watched my video yesterday, it was all about these opportunities that were promised to us from the beginning of this astrological year and that are really starting to become available to us now as we go through this internal vibrational shift and recognize the truth of our value and our self-love and the potential that we hold inside of us and the resources that we have there and our ability to cultivate and to generate value and worth in our external world as a result of a greater and stronger relationship in alignment to that which we hold inside of us internally, and how this is really just a part of this shift and us coming back into our power. And this saga that's going on between Venus and Pluto, well, it just, all the energetics that are being discharged by the Sabian symbols today, leading us talking about these opportunities. And once again, we have the earth, newly open lands, offer the pioneer, new opportunities for experience as we receive this enlightenment and go through this process, while we also have Neptune today going direct. So really quite a beautiful configuration of energetics, planetary alignments, and symbolism in effect today as we head towards this new moon in Sagittarius that is going to be coming up on Saturday. So now let me go back and just talk specific aspects for a little bit. In terms of the moon, I said there's a lot of aspects going on with the moon in Scorpio today. Number one, most significantly, is going to be this moon in conjunction to Mars. Mars is a very significant planet right now, still being in the Scorpio cycle. The moon is in Mars's sign. Mars is in Mars's sign, and Mars has been very, very active this month, specifically with Uranus. And Mars actually right now is in a trine to Neptune as well. And that is a significant energetic that is going on also. When we have Mars in a trine to Neptune, and I'm describing this because this is going to be emphasized and sort of highlighted energetically by the moon today being here as well. So all of the themes that I discuss for Mars in a trine to Neptune are definitely going to be present and emphasized, and probably in a more internalized way today, with the moon conjuncting Mars in the trine to Neptune as well, and the moon also making that trine to Neptune, who has gone direct today. Very spiritual day, very spiritual energy. And with Mars and the moon in the trine to Neptune, this is spiritual warrior energy, compassion and empathy over our ego. It's very high creative energy, although physical energy itself may be quite low today. Although with the moon in the conjunction to Mars, just very, very high emotions, but physical energy may not be where it's at with this configuration today. Acting on intuition, especially with the moon in the conjunction to Mars for this trine to Neptune, very, very supported. Intuitive hunches, strong spiritual energy guiding action today, and especially also with Neptune now direct. Signs, synchronicities, messages, prayers, asking for guidance, asking for signs, like being aware, being very perceptive about the things around you, connecting with the spiritual world and your internal compass, your internal guidance, intuitive urges, acting on intuition, acting on spiritual urges, spiritual guidance, acting on, symbols or synchronicities that happen for you today under this energy is very supported, and it is most likely, very it's happening for a reason with the spiritual planet going direct today, while we have the moon, which also rules our intuition, in a conjunction with Mars, both in trine to Neptune. The trine is an aspect that facilitates things and to help things happen. So be on the lookout today. Be very perceptive, very aware, and ask for guidance, and it is very likely that you will receive it in some capacity today. Dreams as well may be a way where this comes through with Neptune and Pisces and the moon conjuncting Mars and Scorpio. Remember, Mars and Neptune are both in their own signs right now. They're signs of rulership, so this is a very potent and powerful aspect that these two planets are making together. This is also seeing through illusion and deception, actively destroying fantasy and illusion, especially with Neptune going direct today. Spiritual awakening, absolutely. And just all of these themes being extra highlighted and extra internalized, really feeling them today with the moon being in that alignment as well. Now, in terms of the sextile, it's just a day with emotions running very high, more revelations, awareness, clarity, and enlightenment, and especially with the sun at that degree, specifically talking about enlightenment as well. The moon in Scorpio is also going to be making a sextile, like I said, to Venus and Pluto in Capricorn, and this is activating the Mars in Scorpio cycle, and also the because this Pluto is a ruler of Scorpio. So the moon in Scorpio making the sextile to Pluto while in a conjunction to Mars. This is activating both of the rulership planets of Scorpio itself, again, bringing up these Uranian themes from the new moon. I wouldn't be surprised if there were some shocks and surprises and, more of that like Uranian flavor sprinkled in on top of the energetics today, just because both of the rulers of this cycle are being activated by the moon today, and Uranus throughout the entire duration of this cycle was a significant energetic. So we may have some of that today as well. And again, like this is activating this Pluto-Venus saga that is starting now and that is going to be carrying through March of 22. Again, if you missed my video from yesterday, I talked all about that. But power and control issues in relationships in terms of love, money, partnerships are likely to be a prominent theme over the next few weeks and few months. Breaking out of toxic relationship dynamics with Venus and Pluto together is highlighted. And with the moon making this aspect today in conjunction to Mars, this again could be a theme that comes up: relationship issues, toxic relationship dynamics, power and control issues in relationships, things that we are enslaved to in terms of our heart and that are just not good for us. Could be highlighted today as well, with that Venus-Pluto conjunction that is moving closer, being activated while the moon is in a conjunction to Mars. So that is something else that we could see. And then the moon is making that square to Jupiter today as well. Again, this is overblown emotions and potentially ego, with Mars being in the square with in the conjunction to the moon as well. Overblown emotions, anger and passion, but also willpower. People may be feeling very courageous as well, very brave, very willful, very motivated and inspired to stand in their divine truth and to be the spiritual warrior archetype. We may see a lot of people embodying that today, the divine masculine energy, in a more expanded way with this, or we may see some serious ego issues going on because Mars can resonate to both octaves of that energy. So that is how we may experience the Jupiter aspect playing out. So yes, we have the moon making the conjunction to Mars, the trine to Neptune direct, the sextile to Venus and Pluto in Capricorn, and that square to Jupiter. Then we have, like I've already discussed in, I feel like, multitudes of words today, Neptune going direct, acting on intuitive urges and spiritual guidance for sure, strong spiritual component to the energy today. And then we just have those Sabian symbols in effect that I spoke about earlier, which again are bringing up sort of themes from the past, things that we've loved from the past that we can no longer carry with us going forward for whatever reason, most likely because it's become something that's toxic to us at this point with the Venus-Pluto conjunction going on. But anyways, with Venus herself at that degree, the general accepting defeat gracefully, we are realizing on a heart level that it is time to cut our losses with things essentially and move on. Take the loss and move on from those things that, we may have really truly loved in the past, but are just not good for us essentially anymore. So that is what I have for my astrological, I just said that so weird, my astrological energetics today. Let's talk about the tarot cards for a quick second. This one was short and sweet today. It is very self-explanatory, shuffling the cards, shuffling. What should my, what message can you give me to clarify the collective energy today, Spirit? What message would be a good message just to describe what's going on with the collective energy? Well, the card that came out of the deck was the Tower. Uranus, rectification, things being crazy. And again, this is not a surprise to me with the Scorpio energy being activated again today while we have had all of this, just all of this Uranus like themes going throughout this entire month. And then on the back of the deck, we had the Six of Cups again, but today it was in reverse. I'm pretty sure yesterday we had the Six of Cups as well, and it interests me when that happens. The Six of Cups, this is all about past memories, nostalgia, things being bittersweet, things from the past, reminiscing, like how things used to be, like childhood memories, stuff like that. And when it's in reverse, and especially when it's with the Tower, this is really telling me that we are, I mean, it is sort of describing the energetics and the Sabian symbols specifically that we're in the report today. Like, we're just at a point where there is a major shift and a major change that is happening, and we are coming to a point where we are just being able to let go of the things that used to have a hold on us and pull our heartstrings sort of in the past. Like, we're just realizing that, you know, everything has a time and a place, and we're graduating to another phase and experience of life right now. And, you know, the widow's past is brought to life, the general accepting defeat gracefully, the bunny metamorphosized into a fairy, the lamp of physical enlightenment at the left temple, the newly opened lands offer the pioneer new opportunities for experience. It's just like the changes that are happening in such a way, and we are getting these flashes of insight and this awakening and this like extreme enlightenment that is really just helping us to disconnect from the things that had a hold on us in the past, that had a hold on our heart in the past, so that we can begin to move on and go down this new path. And so that seems, pretty on point in terms of what the other astrological energetics are indicating for us today as well. Now I'm going to shuffle and I'm going to pull us a synchronicity card. These are messages from God. It doesn't matter when you're watching this, but just a little bit of inspiration or just a little bit of advice or guidance to maybe help you go through your day or answer a question for you, or just something to fall back on if you need a little bit of support in some way today. And let's see what we get. Oh, okay. We got a jumper. It says, obstructions removed. That is exactly what this is. Obstructions removed. Obstructions removed. Rest in me. I have gone ahead and removed every stone. This says, God has gone before you and removed every obstacle. Any obstacle you now perceive is a product of your own imagination. Let go and let God lead you. There is no wrong action. There is only right action. Follow the leads which come to you. So that is what we got for the guidance today. Obstructions have been removed, and this will probably become more clear and more evident over the next few days as we move towards this solar eclipse and close this eclipse window and head into our new moon in Sagittarius, that I'm sure is going to be another very interesting month. Honestly, I haven't even looked at the energetics. I haven't looked at the chart yet. I'm going to be doing that for tomorrow. But this Scorpio cycle has been off the chain. Like, it has been, everything that we might expect from a Scorpio cycle in exact opposition to Uranus, with a full moon in Taurus and lunar eclipse with Mars in exact opposition to Uranus. So we can rest assured, you guys, that, the great fixer, the great rectifier, the silver lining planet is bringing blessings in disguise right now. Obstructions are being removed, and we're just gaining enlightenment, gaining awareness, and this process is really opening up the future for us as we now embark on this internal journey to realign with the true power that we hold in our heart via our self-love, our self-value, and our self-worth, and all of the lessons that Venus and Pluto are going to be teaching us over the course of the next few months. So that's what I have for my report today. I just want to let you guys know, I probably should have said this in the beginning of the video because I don't know how many people make it all the way to the end, but I'm having some computer issues. So I haven't been able to do my, I can't use a computer to type right now, so I haven't been able to do my type ups, my write-ups that I use alongside of these videos. So I do apologize for that, and I'm hoping that this situation will be rectified relatively soon. But if you're wondering where my little essay I write every day about the energetics is, that I always put in the description box and that I use when I share my work on social media and stuff, it's literally just that I can't type right now, and I can't do all of that on the flat screen or whatever. So that is what is going on with that, and I'm just hoping that I can get this situation resolved sooner than later. So that is what I have for my report today, everybody. Last day of the Scorpio cycle. My next report is going to be the new moon in Sagittarius, and that's going to be my weekend report because it's happening on Saturday, and I'm just going to make it specifically about the new moon because it's solar eclipse, and that's really all that is the most relevant right now. So anyways, wishing everybody a very beautiful day. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Share it with your friends if you think they would be interested. Leave me comments. I absolutely love you guys' comments. They just give me so much encouragement and motivation, and I really love to hear what you guys have to say and to read your comments and just read what you have to write. I really appreciate that. I have a Facebook group and a Facebook page too if you're into that, and definitely come back with me tomorrow, you guys. I've also been having a hard time promoting my work lately because of some issues I've been having sharing stuff on social media. But yeah, please share with your friends and come back with me tomorrow for my new moon in Sag video. I'm sure it's going to be another very exciting cycle, and I'm looking forward to digging into the energetics and telling you guys what I see coming over the course of this month. So have a beautiful day, and I will see you then. Bye, guys.